Hey guys, what's up? So today I wanted to talk a little bit about a terrifying sleep disorder, and that is REM disorder. Now this one can easily be confused with sleepwalking, as the person suffering will show similar signs as sleepwalking, but they are more acting out their dreams. So they might not actually leave their bed and wander around, but things that are happening in their dreams, they will act upon. Now this is a terrifying disorder, as when we go to sleep, when we start dreaming, our body is supposed to be paralyzed so that we don't accidentally hurt ourselves by acting out what is happening in our dreams, because that is extremely dangerous. Unfortunately, people like myself that have suffered from REM disorder, I have episodes from time to time. We hurt ourselves quite frequently when we have these episodes. Now, commonly, as with many other sleep disorders, if you are extremely fatigued or stressed, this can sometimes trigger an episode. And for myself personally, I definitely was very stressed and sleep deprived when I had my most recent episode a few nights ago. Now, this episode that I suffered from was probably my most frightening episode that I have had yet, because quite frankly, you can die in your sleep. So between my stress from moving all the way halfway across the country and having to get everything prepared and ready for my daughter's birthday party, along with trying to finish up everything needed for my business's taxes, these things all kind of piled up and added to each other and piled on the stress. And so the other night when I went to sleep, I started out with what seemed like a normal dream. So I was just having a conversation with someone that I didn't recognize, and everything seemed normal and like it was going okay. Until I guess I must have said something to this stranger that upset them, and they reached their arm out and started choking me. Now, in retaliation, instead of trying to pry this person's hand off my neck, I reached out and started strangling them in return. I guess in hopes that they would also start feeling that choking sensation and let go of my neck. But unfortunately, that did not happen that way. He continued to choke me, and as I felt myself slipping, I felt almost moments away from death, I finally jerked awake, only to find my hands wrapped around my throat and barely feeling like I could breathe. And I feel like it's safe to assume that the reason that I felt like I was being choked in my dream, and it seemed so vivid and so real, was that I had been choking myself in real life. Now, thank goodness I had woken up when I did, because as I said, in the dream, I felt just moments away from death. And I'm hoping that I didn't cause any kind of permanent damage. I don't think I did. Luckily, there wasn't any bruising, so I don't think I was choking myself significantly enough to really do any irreparable damage. That is a terrifying way to wake up. That is a scary thing to wake up and realize that you've been doing. And I'm not gonna lie, it makes me almost afraid to go back to sleep. I wasn't sleeping well before this because of all the stress, and then with this added in, I am definitely not sleeping well at all right now, because this is a very, very real, very terrifying thing, and I almost don't trust myself when I'm asleep not to hurt myself. Now, I have been diagnosed with several different types of sleep disorders. The main ones that I suffer from are sleep paralysis and night terrors, but I would have to say I had not had an episode like this in several years. The last time that I had an episode like this, it also terrified me because I found myself actually grabbing my ankle and pulling on it when I had dreamt that someone was grabbing my ankle, and there was actually bruising, physical bruising on my ankle from me squeezing so hard and for who knows how long. So this is a very, very real and very terrifying disorder, not just for the person suffering, but for the people that are having to live with the person that suffers from this disorder, because you just don't know what that person is going to do while they are asleep. And unfortunately, the person suffering has no idea what they're going to be doing in their sleep either. And it's really hard to tell when you're going to have an episode, especially for someone like me that I had not suffered for years and years and years with an episode. I thought maybe I had grown out of it, because a lot of these sleep disorders we're told that we can grow out of, and that only a very small percentage of people don't grow out of it. And unfortunately, lucky me, I'm one of those small percentages of people that never grew out of any of these sleep disorders. So I try very, very hard not to ever go to bed angry. I try very hard not to go to bed stressed, but sometimes stress happens, and sometimes we have fights or arguments or things that are completely out of our control that maybe we can't necessarily completely calm ourselves with just a simple meditation before bed. So anyway guys, I thought that I would go ahead and share my experience. I don't know if any of you out there also suffer from some of these sleep disorders and have experiences you would like to share. With a lot of these types of things, it is kind of nice to know that we are not suffering completely alone. So of course, if you've had any experiences with any types of sleep disorders, feel free to share those in the comment section below. And anyway guys, that's all I really have for y'all today. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video.